SEC showdown rivalry game. We got the Alabama Crimson Tide heading into LSU. Listen, this game is going to be big. Playoff implications. Alabama could possibly afford to lose one more and still make it in because they got the big win over Georgia. LSU cannot afford to lose any more games. Um, Alabama has been abysmal on the road. They took that loss to Vanderbilt earlier in the season. People were very surprised by that. I wasn't. Vanderbilt's a tough team, especially to play at home. And look out for them as they take on South Carolina at home this weekend. That's going to be a big game as well. But they also lost at Tennessee. So you got Jalen Milroe and a team that is not quite as scary as they were during the Saban dynasty going into LSU. It's going to be huge. I like Brett Nussmeier and what LSU does on offense. I think that they have the weapons. When you look at their receiving core, they can run the ball. Alabama's not very tough on defense as far as passing defense like they've been in previous years. LSU has two receivers that have already topped 600 yards. It's going to be tough. LSU did play a tough game against Texas A&M a few weeks back, but they also beat Ole Miss at home as well, who takes on Georgia this weekend. A lot of big games in the SEC. If I got to make a pick, y'all already know who I'm rocking with. I'm an LSU guy, man, so let's go Tigers. I got LSU to win this game outright, to beat Bama. I don't think it ends Bama's playoff hopes, but I think we see a game in which it's going to be high scoring. Jalen Milroe is going to put up huge numbers when it comes to going to Ryan Williams and getting the ball down the field. Brad Nussmeier is going to put up huge numbers on this Alabama defense. I say we see a high scoring affair, over 60 points, and I think it comes down to the last possession. LSU wins this football game. Who do you have, Doug?
Tough one. You're talking about an SEC conference that's very competitive. Most of the top teams are in the SEC. And I was just glancing at LSU's remaining schedule. Has a little bit more rigor than Alabama. Actually, quite a bit more rigorous than Alabama. So to your point, this is, in my opinion, this is a must-win game from LSU.
Definitely.
That being said, there's a lot of guys in that locker room that are probably rallying around each other, and they amped up because they know, like, if they lose this game and they lose another game, it is over. It's over. They already had 2 losses. And so with that being said, I think that's going to help propel them into the victory column this weekend against Alabama. I think if they can apply enough pressure on Melrose and stop the passing attack, which I strongly believe that they can. I just don't think Melrose is. I think he's a good college quarterback. I just don't think that he is skilled enough at the quarterback position to throw the ball around against a competitive team and actually win you games. That's just me. So yeah.
You don't think Milroe playing quarterback in the league?
Nah.
Okay. What position you think? Because he's going to the league, so what position you think he's going to play?
I would love to see him in a role like Taysom Hill.
I would
like to see him in that. He's very explosive. He can throw the ball. He's okay in that regard. Not that accurate, if you ask me. But yeah, why not?
I agree with you 100%. I do feel like Milroe is pretty accurate. I think he gets that knack because of the way it looks. It doesn't look as fluid. He's built like a running back throwing the ball down the field. But I mean, if we look at the completion percentages, I think Milroe's pretty solid. He got solid numbers, but I do.
Anybody can have a decent completion percentage if they're not required to throw the ball a lot. I think.
But has Milroe not been throwing the ball a lot?
Not more than most. I think historically, Alabama has thrown the ball more, but there's a new regime. So, you have to take that into consideration as well. I'm not trying to dump on Milrose. I just don't think that he's going to be able to lead you to a victory against a competitive team by throwing the ball around. I just don't think that's his style of play. But yeah, LSU has
I
to win
mean,
this. They have to win this game. They got Vanderbilt.
he threw
Like,
for 374 and 2 touchdowns on Georgia. I mean,
hey,
the number 2 team in the country. So I mean, I think
you
that's a
got a
tough
point.
criticism.
You
He
you,
hasn't
you got a
thrown
point.
Georgia.
So I'm gonna see him do that again against LSU.
Yeah, I think that again for me, the only difference is that was at home. It's different going into Alabama and they got the fans and the tailgate going on, the hype versus going into LSU and going into Death Valley. I mean, it's different, man. It's different going into LSU. Um, I don't think they got enough. I don't think this Alabama front unit in terms of that defensive line is going to be dominant against the LSU offensive line, who've done a great job protecting Brent Nussmeier so far in the season. And I think that's just what it comes down to. Both teams are going to score at will almost, I feel like. But I think that LSU is just going to score more, and they're going to score when it matters, and that crowd is going to be a huge factor. And I got them taking the cake. But I like that you agree with me, Dub. Listen, anytime me and Dub agree, the pick gonna be right. You know the pick gonna be right. So make the right pick. Go LSU, go Tigers, and that's how we rocking out.